What are we here doing?
Hey, AJ.
Hey, Ann.
We are here to
Too fast, probably.
That was too fast.
Okay,
That up
we'll do it
already.
again.
There you go.
All right.
What are we doing?
We are here to talk to AJ about the battle stage.
What is
Hey,
the
AJ.
battle stage?
Hey, Ann.
So, so I hear that you are the mastermind behind the battle stage.
I don't know if I'd go as far as say mastermind, because it's definitely a product that Dogmite has made or at least experimented with before. But mastermind, I like mastermind. That works. That works. That's fine.
All of my questions are based on you being the mastermind. So for the sake of the video, let's just pretend no one else has had this idea before in the entire world.
Yes, I'm the inventor of battle stages. No one has ever put minis on a piece of wood and or anything before now. So yeah, I'm a mastermind.
That is very impressive. So how did you come up with the idea?
Well, a couple things happened at once. First, I saw some form of premonition from one of the gods that we needed to elevate our minis. And I took that literally. I said, how can we elevate them from the table? And this is what we came up with.
Ooh.
Was an inch or two. Actually, we were talking about uses for the barrel. And we actually ended up putting up a battle stage on the barrel. And at the same time, I was kind of building my own for my own game, my home game. So we were looking for something to kind of be a vague grid, and for starters, I'd have to make less maps, which is always a nice thing for a DM. And I made one out of oak on a maker day, and then we were talking about the top of the barrel lid, and we thought that'd be kind of cool to just kind of leave it whole instead of cutting it up and making any other products out of it. After some time, Conus and I talked about other aspects. He has a foam grid that you guys used for games in here, and then there was a couple iterations of grid lines being sawn into it pre-laser.
Yep.
So we really kind of took a look back at what was done before. He asked me to mock some things up. My home one I set up so that it has the lip underneath so that I can easily lift it up off the table and everything. Initially, we talked about putting legs on it so that you could have storage underneath, or, you know, if there was a spill at the table, then it wouldn't affect that. But as the first iterations had legs on them, we kind of thought maybe it would be cool to utilize some of the Lazy Susan spinners.
That was actually Necro Joe's idea.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Thanks, Necro Joe.
You already told me a little bit about the build process for these. Tell me about the Burbon Barrel version.
So the Burbon Barrel, as barrels are made, the staves are basically held in by pressure from the rings of the barrels. And I'm only using part terminology because I think staves is the highest tier of barrel terminology I know. And that might even be wrong. So we had to initially secure each of the bands of wood, the staves, into the metal rings. Drilled through the metal, anchored them in. We have these awesome rusted screws that we use for Vampire. Utilize those to kind of keep the aesthetic going. And when we cut off the top, we wanted to just cut right below the banding to kind of give a nice border for the entire battle stage, and then progress from there to like securing it further. Turns out barrels aren't held by anything at all but like pressure. So we had to stabilize a lot of things, sand it down, take off some of the gunk. And by gunk, I mean like literally beer debris.
How'd you get rid of that?
I used as much of Tim's sandpaper as I could.
Have fun, butthead.
Yeah. And it was easier after drinking the contents of the barrel.
So we do have someone who bought the Burbon Barrel battle stage. Would you recommend that they drink bourbon while using it for like maximum efficiency?
I think if they don't, they should have to send it back.
Oh, good. It's almost a crime against humanity.
Yeah, it's a crime against bourbon. It's a crime against life cycles. It's a crime against battles and stages.
If you had a pouch like a kangaroo, what would you put in it?
Bourbon.
Make sure to point fingers at the table and blame the other players when things go badly. This will challenge them to be better.